Yeah, I've been down, but I'm coming back now. I was lost in the night, tried to hide what I felt inside. Every step was heavy, every breath was fire, but I kept on moving, never lost desire.
We're coming out of the Mercury retrograde. Out of the Mercury retrograde into the Lion's Gate and Aquarius moon. This time seems to have a really specific energy going on with it. And what that is something that's oddly been a cornerstone of my entire existence in my life, is facing all adversities, facing all situations with truth and honesty. You know, it's always harder to remember your lies than to just face the truth. You know, no matter how difficult a situation may seem to be, it can always be made worse with a lie. Or try to cover up a truth always makes it more difficult, right? Where I think the larger majority of humanity tends to err on the side of lies. We all have a tendency to tell white lies and lie about little things to save other people and to make life simpler. Just omit the truth, little white lies, right? But I've never been that kind of person. To a fault, to an annoying level, I've always been honest and truthful to people, and even told them the things you're not supposed to say because, you know, it's just real, it's true. That's been very unpopular aspect of myself, but I'm feeling at this time, being the Lion's Gate, Aquarius moon, we're in the age of Aquarius, these traits are something that I've always embodied in my entire life. And, you know, people would always accuse me of lying and offend the shit out of me because I don't fucking lie. I just don't. I don't see the point in it. It's easier to just, you don't have to remember lies if you're always truthful. And you have a clean conscience and a clear aura. And you're always true and real. You have nothing to hide, nothing to fear. You're always on the side of right when you're just true and honest. And that's the energy that I'm feeling right now that keeps coming up as a theme, you know, in my overwhelmingly majority of my work life, which is, you know, working a lot is what I do. But I work with a lot of people and I work with the public, and I keep having this theme showing up of, you know, situations where you have a choice. Do you little white lie, big lie, or just come clean, tell the truth, and then face it and run through it and get to the other side? And we keep winning on the truth and the hard choices, you know, where even sometimes it may be easier to lie. But it isn't. That's a cover-up. That's a gray area where it seems in the moment that it's going to be easier. Oh, it comes back to you and it bites you 10 times, tenfold, right? So I like to just stay in front of that and just, you know, like they say, take your licks. Take your licks. Go through it. And then on the other side, you've learned lessons of strength and honor and discipline, and spirit empowers you for these things. It's like a trial. You know, are you capable of holding the energies and the powers and working with the, you know, faith that I'm going to give you in the future? Show me. It's how spirit is, like, show me. I'm going to tempt you. I'm going to put you in these situations to see if you are forthright and honest and reliable, and if you have virtues and values, and what are they, and do you stand to them when nobody else is around? when nobody's looking, when it's you who are the authority and nobody's going to question you, what do? Do you lead people in the right direction, or do you lead them in the direction that serves you best? I keep putting myself in, physical peril, stress, all these things to stay in the right, to do the right thing. And I keep winning for it. And the signs keep coming as well. And I keep hearing it from people that they're going through these situations and these trials. And I don't think they see them so much as that's what's going on, but that's exactly how I see it. Is we're all being tried out, in a sense, measured and weighed to see what our true values are, where we really stand. I mean, are you just talking? Or do your words hold weight? Do you back them up with action? This talk's cheap. You can say anything. A lot of people do. They just say things. They present themselves with their mask and they act like they're a certain way and behave in a certain way. But then when the chips are down and it's just them by themselves, or they get tried out and they're put in a, chips are down, let's see what you're going to do now. Now it's time to put up or shut up, It's time to get up and take action. And that's when the real trial starts, and I revel in it. I revel in the strength on the other side, because when you ask Spirit for strength, it gives you trials. It gives you resistance, from which, going through that resistance, you gain strength. You want wisdom? Expect confusion. Maybe even some situations where you're confused. Because through that, on the other side of that, is wisdom. You're not going to get wisdom. You're not going to get strength. You're going to get the situations that will cause you to hone and sharpen the edge of your sword to become sharp, to become strong, to become wise. You don't just embody it. And these are the lessons of the traveler, the stranger, of the magician, of the fool, the mother maiden crone. These archetypes all house different aspects. You have the emperor, the empress. You have all of these different archetypes that have different lessons. And I think the key to wholeness is embodying each one in its own way, where it seems that the emperor would be at the top, but is not the full, lighthearted and careless and free. When the emperor has all in hand, is he not weighed down by burden of constant duty, scrutiny, and ultimately stress? The hermit may have it best. The hermit's the healer, and the traveler gets to go around and apply when needed, when wanted, but also retreat and have respite and comfort and solitude and happiness in self, and be unneedy, but to still be willing to give to others. I think the hermit and the fool may actually be the true top. But if you can be in the emperor's position and embody the fool and the hermit's lessons, then you're really getting somewhere. So I had these concepts during acting training in Commedia dell'arte, and you have all the different character styles of Del Torre and Colombina and Zano and all these different archetypes who are big and bulky, or intellectual, or Capitano, who's like a showboat and boastful, and you have all these different aspects of personality. that cause characters that we recognize in people. And when you act as a character, people perceive you as a certain character. But when you can house all the characters in yourself and be who you need to be when you need to be it for who is around or the moment, whatever it needs, that's being true. And being who you need to be in the moment is true being. Because you don't have to be a certain masked archetype all the time. You can be one person and be another person in behavior and still be the singularity that you are, but you're reflecting the whole. Yes, I'm this one person in this one body, but energetically, psychically, esoterically, connected to all of us, all of you, all of who are not only watching, but living and breathing the same air. I mean, as I breathe in and breathe out, I am touching the same field that you are right now. You are touching the air that I am touching, breathing the air in the same space. Although, be it you be far away, it is still the same air from here to there. The energy is the same that we all live within. From that aspect of being, we can see ourselves as just ourselves or whoever we do feel to be in the moment. But I think as children, we're raised not to be. We're raised to be a certain type of person. We're shoehorned in and caused to behave a certain way with all the don't do this and don't do that and don't act like this and you're supposed to do this like that, you're supposed to say like that, and I went through it, as a child, yes sir, yes ma'am, and and all the discipline. But then I have other parts of my upbringing was absolutely free and undisciplined. So I was absolutely lucky enough to be raised with a gambit of behavioral box that I was expected to be in. And I learned how to fit in each one for the people that I was around. But from that, you grow into adulthood, you raise your kids, and then you try to shoehorn them. And then, if you're lucky enough, you learn to let them be. Just let them be themselves. Oh my God, you don't have to force them to be a certain person. And watch them grow into who, it's confusing for them because honestly, maybe they watch the other kids being who they're told to be and getting the A's for it and getting all the pats on the back and all the social recognition. And they feel left out. But as they grow older and get out of that social setting of school, they're truly the ones who excel and exceed because they don't need validation of others. I know I don't. And I think that's why my class had voted me most likely to succeed, even though I didn't graduate. Because I never looked to anybody else to tell me what I was supposed to do or who I was supposed to be or how. I never needed that recognition. I was always self-sufficient in my own happiness, my own purpose. I did what I want my way, how I want, when I want, where I want. And I've been lucky enough to be happy with that and not feel lack or am I doing this right? Should I be doing something else? There is no right or wrong. That's one place where I will agree with Crowley. There is only one rule, do what thou will. But in that, there's also the measure of spirit who will absolutely destroy you for not being true to others and having goodwill and love in what you do. I will say Crowley went to the evil side, the dark side. He went to the selfish side. Do what thou will against others for your own gains would be the further point of where he went. What I'm saying is do what thou will as far as your will being justful, kind, deserving, and, as the hermit, love yourself to better yourself, to better others. From a place to help and heal you so that you can help and heal others. Not just grow and become powerful. Magic is something that I think we are also from a young age told isn't real and this and that. But then we have grown people in very high places who to this day perform rituals and ceremonies and are part of secret societies that very strongly believe in magic. So you tell me what's real. With magic and sorcery becomes very important to have restraint and understanding because of the forces that you're playing with are detrimental to your own being and others' being. You have to know thy own will. You have to have clear intent and not be selfish, not seek power and desire. To do the right thing is to not err, to be just and have good virtue and hold to it when nobody's paying attention. That's how you have spirit admire you and guide you and seek to raise you up and cause you to be of high standing, is by showing yourself worthy, not just in word, but in action and what you do. Judge a man by his deeds, judge a woman by her deeds, not their words. You can't trust what people say, you can always trust what they do. In that, the lesson that I keep seeing in the air, in the water, and when I say in the air and the water, I mean in the consciousness and in the dreams, is when you have trust, faith, and calmness, you can move forward in any situation knowing that the outcome will be good and just and right. As long as you stay the course. You may not know where the ultimate end is, but as long as you stay true and keep with the truth, keep with the honesty, and do the right thing, it will sort out. Maybe you're just being tried out, and that's why it's so difficult. Not because you're being hated or you've done wrong or, the gods hate me. It's not that. It's every once in a while you must prove yourself, and sometimes you have to thin the herd with trials, thin out the fakes. How much do you want this? Just like in trials, if you want to be part of a group, sometimes you have to pass a fitness test or pass a educational written exam or have tryouts or whatever it is. You have to prove yourself. Spirit tests us as well. And every once in a while, we have to prove ourselves. And I really feel that's the energy that's going on right now, is we're all asking ourselves, why am I being put through these trials right now? Like, why are these stupid things happening? Why do I have to keep showing up and putting up when other people they're not doing their part and I have to pick up their slack and da-da-da-da-da. But you know what? Just do it. It's got to be done. It's just life. It's just the things we have to do in life. It will end. You might as well do it well and be proud of what you've done while you're doing it.
Now I hear it calling, feel the pressure.